Samp and Chance, let's get it started.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp Chance Wrestling. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson. Joined as always, my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. Chance, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good yourself?
Can't complain, man. It's Tuesday. Lots and lots of things happening in the world of professional wrestling. So why don't we start with AEW, man? They had their show, Grand Slam. It was pre-taped for the North American audience, so it wasn't live for us. But they did a pretty good job of hiding all the results and everything, which was, I didn't see anything. Then again, I wasn't really looking. But I mean, when the show came on Saturday night, I went into it with really no expectations or any idea who was what. Right off the bat, I thought they started off poorly with the draw. I just, like that first match is supposed to get everyone going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Moxley draw, and it's just kind of like the crowd's booing. Is that how you want to start a show?
Well, I don't think they thought the crowd would react like that. I think he thought he was being sneaky, being smart. Like Tony Khan always thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. And in some instances he is, but not when it comes to booking. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of blood. There's a gruesome match. I guess he figured get Moxley out there.
Not much blood at all, bro.
But I mean, but a little bit. Like get him out there, get the crowd pumped up with his gruesome stuff. But it didn't work.
Truthfully, the match was just a match. It wasn't really that gruesome. It wasn't that bad. Like, it was a good match.
But he's biting, he's gouging eyes, he's doing the dirty tactics,
No, I know, but when you think about John Moxley these days, he's at a certain level now, right? So if he does what he did on Saturday, that's a lot for a regular guy in that kind of genre that he's been playing out.
Yeah.
When he does it at that level, it's kind of like, okay, are you okay? Is something wrong? Are you injured? You know what I mean? Like, I just thought that was just not,
Well, I think they're trying to give you something different. We see him all the time with the forks, the screwdrivers. So he still did some dirty tactics. It wasn't over the top. So I guess they're trying to pull it back because if you see it too much, you get numb to it. I think that was the idea. I don't know.
Possibly. I guess, we'll see how it plays out. But I mean, I don't know. Just that's my own personal take on it. Because, we always talk about the opening matches, the hot match of the night that gets the crowd going. And at the time, I thought we were watching it live. It took me, 5-10 minutes to realize that it was pre-taped. And then I realized, okay, that might make a bit more sense. Because if a crowd's coming in at 9:00 on a Sunday morning to watch wrestling, that's not how you want to start your morning.
No.
All right. So, look, we don't have to go through the whole card. How did the card play out to you? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? What stood out to you?
I mean, it wasn't a bad show. I don't know. They want to call this like Collision on steroids. It wasn't actually a pay-per-view. I don't know what you want to call this. Like a super stacked Collision, I guess it was, really. They're calling it Grand Slam because they're in Australia. The MJF Brody King match, I don't know, man. That didn't resonate with me. There's something about that Brody King guy that he's big, he looks good, but he can't talk. He doesn't seem over to me, you know what I mean? Like you're forcing him almost on us. Maybe he will get over as it stands right now. That match is a bit of a letdown. Fletcher Briscoe, good match, good action.
I want to talk about that. But carry on.
But the thing I didn't like is we've already saw it 6 times. I get what he's doing, best of 7, 4-3 Fletcher. I get it. But really, that match should have been Ciampa versus Fletcher. They would have tore the house down there. That's how it should have been. You can have Fletcher win. He should have fought Ciampa there, and he should have took the belt from Ciampa. Crowd would have went crazy. We didn't need to see Briscoe, Fletcher 7-time, although it was a good match, but it would have been better with Ciampa versus Fletcher, in my opinion.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up because that's been a point of contention for me this week. On Wednesday, when we went off the air last week, we had the match. We previewed the match as Ciampa versus Fletcher in Australia.
Yep.
And it made a lot of sense. Okay. But comes along Dynamite, and we record on Tuesday, so we don't get the Dynamite of the week into this episode. Right. So, that happens. And 2 things happen on that show. Your women's champion gets dethroned. Okay. Why not save that for Australia, where there's going to be more eyes on it? Especially because they ran it on network TV. It wasn't a pay-per-view, like you said. It was a 2.5-hour show. I mean, realistically, this was probably the quickest show I've ever seen that was considered like a PLE or whatever, right? Normally, Grand Slam is a pay-per-view. Normally, it's treated as such. But because it was in Australia, time constraints, this and that, it was a Collision on steroids. Literally, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Having Ciampa drop the title on Wednesday to Fletcher made no. Well, I mean, I've talked to other people who have argued it that yeah, it makes sense, this and that. But for me, still, in each of their own opinions, I didn't see any logic in it. It made no sense. Okay. I mean, here you have Kyle Fletcher. If Kyle Fletcher was going to take the belt back, I had no problem with it if he did it in Australia because he was chasing the belt. He's going to be at home, even though he's a heel everywhere else in the world. He would have been a face at home. Right. And then to beat Ciampa in Australia, okay, I can appreciate that. I can see that. I can see that working for the crowd. I can see that working for the promotion in terms of building it up. But the problem I have is why did they take it off Ciampa so fast? I mean, we've talked about this time and time again, where they bring in these guys who have a name, regardless of where you kind of put them on the card, depending, they're putting everything behind this guy. They put the rocket on this guy. Everything's loving it. The ratings are up. People are talking AEW because of Ciampa. And then they just take it off of him. So what do you do with him now? Is he
first of all,
back to 12 security? Like, it's just a bad call, in my opinion.
Pretty much. Not two things Tony never should have gave him the belt that early if we're going to take it off him a week later. He's been here 2 weeks. He gets the belt. He loses it the next week. He had all this momentum. He was running hot, and then you just killed him. Like, he didn't even need to fight Fletcher then. Let him fight somebody else. They don't even do a program with those guys right yet. Let him have the belt. Give him some momentum. He can fight Fletcher anytime. It didn't have to be right now. Didn't have to do it that way. It's just a waste.
I mean, if your end goal the whole time was to have the rubber match, the final game 7, then play that story up. That's the story that should have been played up. That's the story that should have been told leading into Grand Slam. See, this is the problem I have with AEW, man. And I mean, it's constantly always happening. They get these good names to come into the company and they don't know what to do with them. It's like Eric Bischoff and WCW handling Bret Hart, but over and over again, right? I mean, you have these opportunities with these guys to do something good. Everyone's saying, Tony Khan, this is your opportunity. WWE is a dumpster fire in a lot of different ways. But Tony keeps dropping the ball himself. So how can you defend the guy?
The thing about Tony Khan is Triple H not as much, but especially Tony Khan, is he books for the internet wrestling community. And so they don't care.
I watched that show and all I kept thinking was AEW is nothing more than a super indie.
He doesn't care about storylines. He wants match, 5-star matches. They're 20-minute matches. There's no entertainment in between these matches. There's no vignettes. There's no promos half the time. And it gets quite stale after a while. How many 20-minute matches do you want to see in a row? A couple on the card is good. Sometimes a 7-8 minute match with high intensity is just as good as a 20. But he just drags these long matches out and he's booking for himself what he wants to see instead of booking for a mass audience. And that's why we see this constant silliness. So sometimes he gets it right, but more times than not, Tony is getting it wrong.
So in my opinion, and I've said this before, I think that they did him wrong. I think they did him wrong by putting a title on him. I think by stripping him. I mean, unless they do something to bring him back into the fold quick, he's just going to dip into security where everyone else was.
They've totally screwed up the Ciampa return. There's really no turning back. They're going to make him chase Fletcher. Eventually he'll beat Fletcher, but it's like, you already killed his hype. He was the hottest thing in your company for those couple weeks, the cool entrance, the psycho killer thing, and you squashed it all in 2 weeks.
Do you think that Tony Khan's thinking, and this kind of thought that just kind of came to me when you were talking on this, man, do you believe that Tony Khan brings these WWE guys in just to squash them out of spite?
No, he's not like a Vince McMahon.
So what is he? He's not smart then? No. I'm trying to give some justification to his action here.
I just don't think he knows what he's doing. And I think he honestly thinks that this is the best way to do it. Ciampa's going to chase around Fletcher. We're going to have 3 or 4 or 5-star matches out of this. Ciampa walks off with the belt. But you killed his momentum. He had so much momentum. Don't kill momentum. Let it go, bro. Let it go. Why kill it off? I don't think he does that. He's not like Vince. He's not vindictive, but he just is clueless sometimes, Yeah.
No, I mean, I think this is a really bad move on their part, in my opinion. And, I've talked to other people. I've talked to the professor. We did our Monday morning show as well. And, he says, I can understand it. I can appreciate it. The 7th match. I get that. But here's the reality. Like I said, if it was all going to be about this, game 7, so to speak, That should have been the story going into it, not something that just happened. Like, how does Briscoe get back into the mix within that week in that 4 days period? You know what I mean? Like, the rematch should have been him and Kyle.
Yeah, the thing with guys like Professor and Joe Monroe and like those kind of people, no matter what Tony Khan books or Triple H, you're gonna watch it anyways. He already has that fan base, the internet wrestling community. But you need to get the casual guy and girl that'll tune in to see something cool. And Ciampa was becoming that. He was getting a little bit of a buzz. It's all people were talking about, and that buzz has evaporated. That was a bad mistake on Tony's part.
I think it was a bad mistake primarily for the fact of how the show was presented. If it was a pay-per-view, I can understand that because you're getting a buy-in for it, right? But this was on free TV. This was in the place of Collision. This is on a Saturday night in the middle of winter. Like right now, February, would you call this the dog days of winter?
Yeah.
Right? Depending where you are. We haven't really felt winter out here on the West Coast, knock on wood. So I don't know if we've really gone through that dog day kind of momentum. But these are the dog days of winter. So a lot of people are at home. If they're not watching the Olympics, they're going to tune into something else, right?
Yeah.
Here's an opportunity to showcase this guy even further. A lot of eyes, a lot more eyes than you would have had on a pay-per-view. That's where I am with it, man. I just think, they did him wrong.
I think the couple bright spots of the card was I have to say right now, I think Andrade is working harder than anybody in AEW right now. He's going all out. The way he's running, the way he's punching, the effort in his matches, like against Hangman. I thought the last few Andrade matches that I've seen, I have to give him credit. He's working his butt off.
Andrade is doing great work. He's kind of I think he's really trying to prove something now. It's just not WWE. It's his divorce from Charlotte Flair. It's all this stuff that happened when he left the company.
That wasn't going to last very long. That was obvious.
No, but regardless, I mean, let's look at what the guy was dealing with. Okay, he left AEW because they weren't using him. He comes to WWE, basically in the same role, not being used, nothing being done with you. You leave again, something bad happens. You have to leave the company. You reemerge again. Now you're finally having your run, and you're doing really, really well. We talk about elevating. I'm not saying Andrade's fresh talent. He's been around for a little bit, okay? But how many more times are we going to keep putting Hangman back into this title picture? Like, we complain about WWE doing this. AEW is doing basically the same thing. We're getting MJF against Hangman again.
I know.
Right? I rather would have seen Andrade versus MJF.
Well, the number one problem with AEW is when you have too many championship belts, the belts don't mean anything now. You got Intercontinental, TNT, AEW. I can't even name all their belts. Well, okay. So we see all these matches, they don't mean anything.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday as well. Like that was brought up, and I had to explain my position as such. We didn't have a lot of these indie promotions that the States get or had back in the day. Okay, we literally either grew up being Atlanta boys or New York boys.
Yep.
There was no mid-Atlantic for us, even though it existed. There was none of the territory Memphis wrestling that everyone else kind of got growing up in our age group, right? So we kind of grew up in that kind of vein. So for me, growing up, and this is a testament to what Vince Russo was saying, it's all about storytelling. All right. We had the heavyweight title, the tag team titles, and the intercontinental title. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody fighting for the intercontinental title was fighting, those were the mid-card guys. Those were those stories leading up to those fights. The intercontinental champion, the fighting champion, always considered the number one contender for the heavyweight title, but rarely ever got a shot at the title, right? Till later on, until he dropped the belt. That's how storytelling was always told. That's why we say wrestling is like a male soap opera. Yep. There's different stories. It's like when you watch Young of the Restless Days of Our Lives, it's not always just one story. They cut to different stories throughout the whole show. That's what wrestling is. That's what that was all about. What we have now, and I believe it's because of the world we live in, everyone should have an opportunity. What I believe is happening in the world of professional wrestling, and it's all kind of tied in with the booking, the storytelling, the character development. It all plays at all different angles here. And I think the biggest thing here, and I'm coming back to the talent, and I've been talking about the talent a lot, right? And, just, pointing it out a little bit. When you know that you have more opportunity at your hands, there's so many titles that you can choose from. Who's going to work hard?
Yep. No, I agree.
right? Where is that motivation to get yourself over? Booker or Triple H can do everything he possibly can. He can put the strap on your back. He can put you in the positions. He can do everything. He has that power. But at the end of the day, you still have to go out there and get yourself over.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's the
Okay.
thing is like you don't need all these belts in AEW because belts don't mean anything now.
No. And
Too many.
the other thing I'm hearing is it's like, okay, if Roman wins, well, we're back to a part-time champion. Yeah, well, when you got 55 different titles floating around, it almost makes sense now. Like I'm seeing that picture, like, okay, that part-time champion makes sense because all these other belts are floating around. So when he shows up, it means something.
That's exactly it.
It takes the luster off of everything else that the companies do, especially with AEW right now. With you have an international title, intercontinental. I don't know, dude. You just Ricochet's got a belt. Does he need that? How does he earn that? You know what I mean? Ricochet's walking around with a belt. You got Kyle Fletcher with the TNT title. I don't know. There's a trios tag team title, right?
Yeah,
which I found out that Hangman Page was 1/3 of. So how did they like? It's just oh.
No, I know.
It's too much. It's
don't need all
too much
because they don't mean anything. When you have the match for like a TNT belt or all these belts, it doesn't mean anything when you have a pay-per-view with 7 belts on it for the card. Like it waters it down. You're not excited to see the main event for the big belt because you sat through all these title matches already. It just waters it down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said so. I mean, wrestling evolves with the times and the people, and I understand that, and I think we're starting to see that in wrestling in terms of where people's attention spans are. They can't let a story play out anymore. It has to happen because of the shorts and the reels world that we kind of live in now, right? I mean, I don't know how many people can actually watch a film anymore. Like everything has to be quick content, right? It's just like I don't know, dude. Anyways, but onto the WWE very quickly. Bro, they're having a lot of problems right now, man, with WrestleMania 42. Their ticket sales are completely slumping. We touched on this a little bit last week, but a lot more has kind of emerged from it. They've actually reduced the prices. They've put the tickets on sale. They've had emergency meetings in Stamford around this. Everyone is like really concerned over all the stuff that's going on. Tickets aren't selling, and they've reduced it to last year's prices, which are still super expensive. It makes no sense. The international crowd is not buying into it. They don't want to come, so tickets are slumping across the board. They've pissed off Vegas. I'm talking TKO, not WWE. Okay, because all these decisions come from TKO. Yeah. TKO's pissed off Vegas even further. The whole reason Vegas paid up. Well, first off, WrestleMania wasn't even supposed to be in Vegas. It was supposed to be in New Orleans, right? Yeah. But then Vegas said, hey, listen, it was such a great show last year. We want it back. So they upped their ante and they got it back in Vegas. Okay. And it makes sense. Slowest weekend of the year, Easter weekend. No one else is there. There's no fights. There's no conventions. You got the city to yourself. It totally makes sense, right? What they've done now is if you're in a 50-mile radius, no establishment can show the show. Yeah. All right. So they've cut that out. So now you're alienating all the businesses around you that were supposed to benefit from this. Because now they're not going to benefit. So what is the issue here? Like, is it political? Is it because of the political climate that people don't want to fly into Vegas, which I think is the part of it? The other part is I think people are putting too much emphasis on one match. We don't even know the whole card yet.
So I don't think it's to do with politics. First of all, Vegas is super
Vegas
expensive.
Is slumping, dude. Vegas is slumping generally. Like it's really bad out there.
Super $20 bottle of water, for example, from some hotels. Ridiculous. But there's that. Here's another thing that nobody's really saying. Of course, the ticket prices are ridiculous. Here's another thing nobody's saying. I shouldn't say nobody. The casual fan does not want to pay whatever the types of cheap tickets are, even a couple $100 to get in there. You take 3 people, you're paying $1,000 a night with food and everything, and you're going to watch CM Punk. He's a 47-year-old guy. He's not over with the casuals, and this needs to be a reflection on him. He is your champion, and he cannot sell a card. Yes, I get it. The ticket prices are crazy high. It's not all CM Punk's fault, You got Roman there, but people aren't excited to see CM Punk. The internet wrestling community, they love CM Punk. That's their Hulk Hogan. But the problem is the average guy doesn't give a crap about CM Punk. And that's part of the problem. He can't sell. He's never been selling out arenas. He's never been a top draw. In Chicago, yes. Look at all the ratings of CM Punk. He's never been a top draw. And we keep putting him as champion at 47 years old and expect the average guy to want to watch him.
Okay, well, you know what? Sure.
He's got to take the credit because we always say
I don't think it's entirely his fault that this is happening either, though. Like, I mean,
but it's part of it.
It's a part of it. It's a part of it, as a lot of different things are a part of it, right? We don't have a card yet. Okay. And you know what? As a wrestling guy, as a wrestling analyst, I'm actually excited for this a little bit because a lot of this is still up in the air. I said this yesterday as well with Professor on our show, on the other show. It's kind of cool because around this time, by this time, mid-February, we kind of already have in our mind, maybe not the casual fans, maybe not the kids, but us, because of what we do with wrestling. We kind of already have an idea what the whole card's going to look like day one, day two. You know what I mean? We're coming into this card where we really don't know what's happening yet.
But that's a bad thing because WrestleMania should just sell itself. Just that name alone, that brand. Super Bowl. It doesn't even matter what teams are playing Super Bowl. People buy their tickets prior to the who's going to be in there. WrestleMania shouldn't even matter. It's going to sell. It's not selling because the prices are high. And then you're going to say, you're going to give you CM Punk? Like, who's excited for that? The hardcore community, yes, they love CM Punk. They'll chant him, the guys in the seats. But you think the average guy is going to put on Netflix to watch CM Punk? It's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, that's just one match. That's just one match. If you're going to put it all on one match, then I think that's wrong, in my own opinion. I mean, yes, I'm not saying you're wrong, dude. I'm not saying.
Hold on. We would say Hogan drew, Rock drew, Stone Cold drew, John Cena drew. CM Punk doesn't draw. You look at the numbers, look at the ticket sales, look at the ratings. He doesn't draw.
Okay, I get that. I get that. But that's just one tiny, tiny little piece of it.
That's what I said. It's not all his fault, but that is 25% of it. Then it's the ticket sales, it's the bad booking, it's the Cena fumble, the Cody Rhodes stuff. We're going to see Cody Rhodes again in the belt match, like again. I mean, it's a stale.
I don't know if he is. Well, I mean, he's in there. He's in there. So I mean, at least it wasn't Sammy who won.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if it had to be anybody, I would have preferred Jacob winning.
Before we went, I've been waiting to ask you about this. Let's hear your opinion on Robert Hawley, aka Bob Hawley, and all of his tweets on X targeting Sami Zayn. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Bob needs to find some new material, man. I mean, enough said. Look, I get it. We've harped it. We've talked about it. Fine, I get all that stuff. But I think what the problem I have with that particular tweet that you're talking about is that Bob needs to check his facts a little bit. Vince brought him in.
Yeah.
Okay. Vince actually brought him in, contrary to the way Bob was talking on that post. The other part that kind of, made me question that a little bit was the fact that Sammy legitimately came up old school. Okay. You want to talk about a guy paying his dues? This dude paid his dues. He tore down rings in Canada. He did everything you're supposed to do as an indie wrestler, trying to work your way up the old school way. So for Bob to say the things he's saying, like I get the comments about his appearance and everything, but the rest of it, Bob, you're just setting yourself up for fucking people to come at you like I just did, right?
I think Bob's hilarious, but
no, funny. He's funny, but I mean, don't put stuff in your tweets that give people fuel to prove, to question you.
Yeah. He everything he's saying, I totally agree with, except for the one part that he's wrong about is like he said, Vince actually liked Sami Zayn. He thought he was like, a good guy that can chase, be silly, kind of a goofy, sloppy looking guy.
And what is he proven to be? He's proven to be an amazing chaser, not a great champion, but he's a guy you root for to win, right? He's always been a chaser. Like you said, Vince saw him as a chaser.
Yeah, he's good as that. Actually, honestly, dude, if I'm writing the show, I would say, listen, Sammy, the online hate you get is probably more than anybody in the company, right or wrong. That's what it is. What it is. Go look at the comments, dude. Like you calling you a Trader Joe worker, they're calling you a landscaper. You're pale. You have a little bit of a belly. You look greasy. But let's play off of that. Let's create you as a bad guy. We're going to sit there and you're going to make fun of the guys with muscles. You're going to make fun of the guys with pretty women. You're going to make fun of the guys that take care of themselves. We're going to make you that really real antagonist, IWC, sloppy basement dwelling dude, and we're going to run with that. If he runs with that, it'll be an unstoppable character.
You know what? And maybe we start to see that now because he's lost again. He lost that triple threat, right? I mean, I think everything we're seeing is a heel change for Sammy coming up here, like this disgruntled guy, and this is where we're going with it. And I believe that's the case. But Bob Holly, listen, man, I like you. I think you're funny.
He's hilarious.
Let us not forget, you were once called Sparkplug.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Bob came up the hard way too. He came up the old school way. I get it. He has that mentality, and I appreciate that. I think we need more of the old school in professional wrestling back in terms of that energy. And you know, after the Undertaker left, I think a lot of it changed as well, right? Because he kind of had everyone under control. Right? What Triple H and stuff couldn't do, Undertaker was doing in the locker room. Right? Like even Vince listened to the Taker.
They're like father and son, those two.
Exactly. Right. So, you know, you take out Vince, Undertaker retires, he's down in the locker room.
Say that Undertaker, even though Vince said Hogan's the greatest ever, his favorite is Taker, though. If you ask Vince who his favorite, I think it's Taker. Around.
I think because Taker always understood what he needed to do. He may not have agreed with it sometimes, but he knew what needed to be done.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the beauty of the Taker. He understands the business. He understands, you know, like he's kind of more backstage now, but he's working more with AAA than he is with WWE. So he's getting his feet wet there. If they want to bring someone to kind of work with the talent and everything in WWE, I think Taker needs to come in soon. He brings that energy. He brings that energy. Everybody listens to him, and he knows what he's talking about when it comes to the business. The closest thing we'll get to a Vince McMahon is if they bring the Taker in right now.
Well, yeah, because he's not there to make friends. He's there to do what's right and what's best for business. And they'll listen to that. He's a big dude. You can listen to him, right?
Exactly. And the guy knows what he's talking about. And I'll be honest, man, I'm watching some of that AAA stuff because it comes on. They have a weekly program. It's on YouTube. It's actually good. It's actually fun. It's fun. I'm actually enjoying it. It's a little different. Maybe that's another part of it. It's because it's new characters. It's a new kind of show for me personally. So, you know, from that perspective, it's fun. But I just think the energy, you can just see it's just different. It's a little different.
I think the biggest match, if they can get Bad Bunny to wrestle Logan Paul, that'll sell the place out. That'll put the final.
That will sell the place out. Absolutely. I mean,
he does look out.
Yeah, and I get it. WrestleMania is for the casual fan.
Or Logan trolled him at the Super Bowl. He's like, no. So when Logan did that, I'm like, oh, they're going to have a match. You could just tell, right?
You can tell. And then I do believe there is rumors that Bad Bunny is going to be making his way back here somehow soon, right? I mean, it's mid-February. We still literally have 2 months for this show to happen. A lot can happen in that time. We have Elimination Chamber coming up in the next little while as well, in the next Saturday, not this weekend, but the following Saturday. So we have that coming up. So we'll see where we go from there. But right now the talk is that, you know, people aren't happy with Triple H because he's rewriting the shows. He's doing what Vince used to do. He literally
I don't know why they're mad about that. That's what he's supposed to do. The show's stale. What's wrong with that?
Because now he is becoming what people didn't want him to become.
Go to AEW, guys, if you don't like it. We got to run a business here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So this is what the problem was with Vince, man. This is what I've been saying. This young talent, this zillennial talent, and I hate to categorize it that way, but that's just the generation they came up in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not, you know, it is what it is. You're a part of that generation. That's just the way you guys grew up. I get it. You're sensitive. Your feelings get hurt very quickly. You don't have a tough skin because you weren't raised with a tough skin, right? We were left out in the sun to get tough like leather. Yeah. Growing up.
I'm happy that H is doing that. He's saying, if this is not a good story or a good program, I'm rewriting it. You don't like it, that's just too bad. I'm the boss. I got to answer to my bosses. We got to answer to the people. Like, you don't like it, that your feelings are hurt too damn bad. We got to run a show.
But this is what's happening now, right? Now he's getting the attitude like, oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh, this is not fair. Like, enough's enough. Right? Right now, the best thing in the WWE, in my opinion, is Trick Williams.
He's pretty good. He's a great talent.
This kid is sick. And what I like about him, Chance, is they have brought him up the right way. This is something people don't give Triple H enough credit for this, man. He has brought this guy up the right way. He didn't rush him up to the main roster. He let him brew down there. He let him grow. He put him in TNA for a little while to get that experience. Because everything you're seeing from Trick Williams right now is that accumulation of time spent learning the craft. The guy looks great. He's great on the mic. The body looks great. Everything about this guy looks great. Right now, in my opinion, it's this guy who's quietly emerging is going to be the guy that will probably lead this company down the road, or one of the guys.
Yeah. The only advice I'd ever give the Triple H and Nick Khan is, guys, Trick Williams is amazing, but I love that. He's one of my favorites. Bring back some realism into your stories. Whatever it's going to be, whether it's Shane McMahon, whether you and Sean have a fight over control over Raw, Sean can say, you roll my coattails, whatever it is, give us some reality. Make the average guy want to talk about it at the lunch group. The average guy doesn't care that CM Punk won the belt at 47. But if you're sitting there and you're going to tell us that you're going to fight your brother-in-law because you married Steph for nepotism, whatever it is, like that will get people watching it. Whatever, you got to bring out some realism here. There's no realistic storylines now. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, like I said, let's just see how it goes, man. I mean,
back in the day when you'd watch Raw and WCW, it would end, the show would end, and you'd want to watch it next week, see what happened. Now it ends like you don't even care because it's not going to carry over to the next show, right?
Well, WWE will still carry over to the next show for the most part still. I do agree with you, though, when it comes to AEW in that sense. A lot of what they do doesn't carry over.
So, like, for this, I'm using this as an example. If Shane McMahon shows up on Raw, I am here at Raw. You're going to see what I'm going to challenge, what I'm going to do. And they cut the show off. Guess what? Next week, you're going to tune in to watch it. They don't do that anymore. They don't make you.
No, they don't leave you. They don't leave those cliffhangers per se, right? I get that. They need to bring that back a little bit. All right, Chance, I tell you what, man. We've said a lot here today. But it's all been good. Everything is beautiful in the world, man. We have nothing really, no pay-per-views this weekend. So we got Raw, we got SmackDown, we got all the regular shows, and next week we get Elimination Chamber. Hopefully we get a clearer picture. We didn't talk about the Wrestling Observer Awards this week. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. Very indie and AEW dominated newsletter, which makes votes. Have you seen them?
I didn't see them. No.
Okay. So they voted Mystico as Wrestler of the Year.
I didn't even know what company he wrestles on. What company does he wrestle on?
He's CMLL.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Okay. Promotion of the Year, CMML, which is another A&E entity.
Ridiculous. What else did he give out?
Dude, do you want me to bring it up really quick? Just give me a second here. Just bear with me. Why don't you give us a bit of Chanceism while I look this up, man? What's on Chance's mind? What's grinding Chance's gears?
Nothing really, man. I'll say they started Raw good, actually. Usually they don't start Raw good. You got to sit there for 20 minutes, half an hour, listening to these drawn out, boring promos. At least yesterday with Raw, they kicked it off with the Usos. They got the Vision out there. And they had a good match. It started off a 3-versus-3 match. And man, Austin Theory, every week does he look good. His arms are getting bigger. He's so crisp, so strong.
Hey, you ready?
Kick off Raw.
So should I just read some of them?
I hear it. I haven't heard it.
Wrestler of the Year, Mystico. Most outstanding wrestler, Konosuke Takeshita. I can get past that. Match of the Year, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. Best box office draw, John Cena. Promotion of the Year, CMLL. Promoter of the Year, Salvador Luthroth. Who's that?
No idea. I guess from CMLL, I guess.
Probably, right? Best Booker. Can you guess?
It's that guy from CMLL?
Tony Khan.
Wow, that's crazy.
Tag Team of the Year.
Young Bucks?
Yeah, you got that one, right? Best weekly TV show.
Dynamite.
Yeah, man. Stay with the thread here, okay? Best on interviews. This one's going to make you laugh.
Dynamite?
No, best on interviews. What wrestler has the best interviews?
Oh, who has the best interviews?
Yeah.
I don't even know where this guy could go with this one, man. Hangman Page?
Oh, my goodness. Are you sure you haven't looked at the list?
No, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Hangman.
I haven't even looked because I just figured that's the kind of guy that
okay.
likes.
Most improved. It's a female.
I don't even know who that could be, man.
Harley Cameron.
I never would have guessed that. I don't know how to
Okay.
guess.
Most charismatic.
That's a tough one. Who could that be?
John Cena.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I was thinking ever John Cena. Okay.
Okay. So
No
I guess
commentators. He didn't do that.
no, I'm getting there right now, man. Hold on. Bear with me here. Most underrated, the Beast Mordos. Most overrated, Jey Uso.
Yeah, I don't agree with that because he sells a lot of shirts and he's popular. So he can't be overrated when he sells shirts. How are you overrated?
Best brawler.
Oh man. Briscoe?
No, they got this one right in my opinion. Mox.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'll give him. I
Right?
agree
I'll
with
give
that.
him that one. Best technical wrestler.
Ooh, that's a tough one too.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Are you kidding me?
No, dude, I'm reading the list. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You're gonna love these. Best
Okay.
television announcer.
Excalibur?
Nope. But he's on that panel from time to time.
Tony Schiavone?
Nope.
Don't tell me it's Daniel Bryan.
Oh my goodness. Worst television announcer. I've predicted I put him on my list.
Was it Daniel Bryan?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I carried on, man.
He's absolutely horrible.
Okay. Best worst television announcer. Huh?
Corey Graves?
No, dude. This is the guy that I put on my list every year for the last 2-3 years.
Keith?
Yeah, Booker T.
I don't know why he's announcing.
Okay. Best major wrestling show. Like best pay-per-view.
What's game one of these AEW ones, man?
All in
Out?
25.
Yeah. Figured
Okay.
that.
Best wrestling move.
Buckshot Lariat? I don't know, man.
Wow. You sure you didn't look at this?
No, because I know how Meltzer thinks. He's always
Yeah. So it's Hangman again.
which is a cool move.
Oh, ready for this one? Most disgusting promotional tactic of the year.
Ooh, that's a tough one. If you ask me, it's Moxley putting the forks in people's heads. Personally, what was it?
WWE bringing back Brock Lesnar.
But what did he do? He didn't do anything. Come on, man.
Hey, I get it. Rookie of the year.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get this even if no, there's no way you would. Suri Yamaoka.
I don't even know who that is.
There you go. Best non-wrestler, so manager, talent outside the ring.
He's probably gave it to Don Callis.
Yeah. Okay, so you get the gist of it, right?
All AEW.
Worst promotion of the year, WWE. Best gimmick, Tony Storm. Worst gimmick, heel John Cena. Worst television show, NXT.
I'll give him the NXT.
I disagree with that. I would put Collision over that.
I'll give him. So I agree with like about 3 or 4 things he said. Moxley one I agree with. Booker T I agree with. Brock Lesnar is absolutely ridiculous. The guy is one of the greatest of all time.
It just shows you who these people are that are voting for this.
Meltzer should
It's a quarter. It's a quarter of the segment of the wrestling fans that voted for this.
I didn't even know that was Daniel Bryan at first comment. I was wondering who is this guy?
No, Daniel Bryan. All right,
great. That's at commentating though.
No,
wow,
there you go, bro. The Wrestling Observer list, man. Check it out. I gave you something to be angry about now for a little bit.
Mind blowing. He's not even angry. It's like so ridiculously stupid.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't mention RHO or.
You're gonna say how is Jey? Nobody's saying Jey Uso's a good wrestler. He's not. He's slow. He's old. However, he's over and he sells shirts. So how is he overrated? Compare those guys besides John Cena that we just named on the list. He's outsold every one of those guys merchandise-wise. So he's not overrated at all.
Oh, he's making money left. You know what he's not making in the ring, he's making in merch.
And the crowd likes him, man. That's all that matters.
The crowd likes him. And the crowd likes him, and that's all that matters, right? Absolutely.
One more
all
thing.
Right, Chance.
Yeah. One more thing. Dave must understand this. Yes. Is there better wrestlers than Uso? Sure. Can Kyle Fletcher out wrestle him in his sleep? But Kyle Fletcher isn't as popular as Jey Uso. So you can't say Jey Uso is overrated when he sells tickets and he sells shirts. That's what matters. So Yeah.
No, 100%. Overrated to me is a guy that doesn't have a shirt and they just keep putting the rocket on him over and over again. You want to talk about overrated? Hangman's overrated.
Oh, big time.
Okay, that's who I would have put there. I would have predicted Hangman Page as the most overrated guy. All right.
Mhm.
If you really wanted to be that guy, then I could say Swerve, but Swerve
Well,
hasn't been around that much in the last little while due to injury and stuff to be there. But Hangman has. Okay.
when I go to elementary school, I see a couple kids with Jey Uso shirts. I've never seen one kid wear a Hangman Page shirt. I rest my case. It's simple as that. Look around the schools, you get a good vibe of what's what.
You do. Look, Aria school. Look, even my little one, little
Mhm.
Miss, all she wanted was a Heat shirt.
See?
Rhea Ripley sells more merch than most people at AEW.
No, hands down. Yeah,
Right?
I believe it. Yeah.
Just saying. All right, Chance, that's it. It's Tuesday. Let's wrap this puppy up. We got a plethora of wrestling this whole entire week. I realized yesterday we have show on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There's a show every day of the week. So, people, there is no shortage of wrestling for you out there. So you can't say, "Oh, there's nothing on." Well, if you love wrestling, there's a program for you every single day of the week, and usually a pay-per-view every weekend, depending on which promotion's doing what. Right? So, guys, lots of wrestling out there for everybody. So whatever you want, you can find it. Wrestling Observer List, 2 thumbs down for me. Bob Holly, come up with new material, brother. I like you. I really do. Just come up with new material and check your facts. I'm only saying that because in the amount of people that will comment and try to, shut you down that way, you don't need that hassle, man. So just think about what you're going to type. That's all I'm saying, right? People stand by that keyboard waiting to see something like that just so they can pick it out, right?
Oh, yeah. They got the alerts on, man. Notifications across your screen.
Yeah, so there you go. So Bob Holly, I like you, Sparky. But just fact check your stuff before you put it up, bro. That's all. All right, I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. These are the dog days of winter. The days are getting longer, but it is still a little bit colder out there. So just keep pushing through, keep working hard, believe in yourselves, believe in the process, and just keep trying. That's all we got to say. Say no to the negative and say hello to the positive. Samp and Chance are out.